Got your Eagles sweatshirt,
Yeah.
your wine. I got ready. You ready for some ASMR? Ready? Did that even come through?
It took a second. It took a second, but it got there.
Okay, I'm glad. It's nice. A Diet Coke listener for those of you listening at home.
This is a Boda Box Sauvignon Blanc.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Very fancy and in a like a champagne glass and like one of those.
Yes.
It's giving Great Gatsby.
A coupe,
A coupe,
I
is that what
think.
they're called?
I think so.
I feel like many times I've like looked up what different types of glasses are called for like various reasons, and I forget every single time.
I know coupe, martini, rocks, and pint, I guess. That's it. I'm no
A pint.
genius. A pint
A pint. Yeah, you got to
as
say it like
a,
that, right?
a
You can't.
feckin' pint. A mother feckin' pint.
A motherfucking pint with your Egypts.
Ye Egypts.
My favorite thing about the word Egypt is that it's like Irish slang, quote unquote, and it's spelled Ejit, but it's literally just idiot in an Irish accent. But it's like treated like a whole other word.
But is that the same with like ass and arse? Or is that different?
You know, I don't know.
Because I thought that was like the same thing.
They are,
Like
I
how
mean,
they're
they
just like
do, they
arse.
mean the same things, right? They say like ass
Yeah.
in a British accent is like os, which does sound
And
like
that's what I
arse.
thought that arse was. I thought that's what they were doing. I thought it was the same.
It is like versus like or like versus
Oh,
like
yeah.
in a British accent is like um you know what I mean? It kind of,
Oh,
it has
whoa.
that.
That's so
I
interesting.
only realized that in the last few years. I was like, why in like British books when it hasn't been like quote unquote translated to American English?
Right. That's
Like
very
why do they say
interesting.
like why is that a difference? But then I was like, yeah, in like a traditional like English accent. It's because it
Yeah,
sounds like that. But Egypt is like I was like looking up a list of like Irish slang and Egypt came up as like Irish slang.
that's very interesting.
And I was like in like I like Irish like as like a language. Like it came up as if it was like a different language. And I was like,
I
I don't
I
know.
think Miss Brynne also looked up Irish slang in writing
Well,
this
she
book.
absolutely did. She absolutely did. All right, welcome listener.
Because
We're gonna hop
I'm
right into
ready.
it.
We're gonna go right into it.
We're hopping
I'm
right
ready
into
to
it.
talk
Welcome,
about this
listener,
book.
to We Read It at Night. We are doing a deep dive into Butcher and Blackbird by Brynne Weaver. This is a listener suggestion. It was like one of the book talk faves of last
Hmm.
year, and I'm so excited to welcome back returning guest host, Katie.
Hello, everyone. I'm so happy to be back.
You
This
may
is so
remember Katie
fun.
from her Morning Glory Milking Farm episode. You may remember that I referenced how that was like her first capital R romance when I talked to the author, CM Nascosta, a few months ago.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy. I didn't realize that though.
I told you. Oh,
I
yeah. I
know.
was like, it didn't seem like it came through. Based on your reaction when I told you, it didn't seem like you like fully. Yes. I talked to the
Yeah.
author and I was like, yeah, like I had my friend come on and it was like her first romance. And the author,
Yeah.
CM, was like, oh, she was like, that's brave. She was
I
like,
know.
damn. She was like, she just jumped right in.
I feel like I stay jumping right in with these
You
ones.
stay jumping right in, right? Because
That's
I
how
was
I
like,
like it.
this is Butcher and Blackbird, listener, for those of you not aware, is a serial killer romance. And I mean that quite literally. Um, and it involves things like eyeball scooping and cum ice cream and dismemberment. So if that is going to be uncomfortable for you to listen to, maybe skip this episode.
Go
Like
to the next
download this
one.
episode, play the first 30 seconds so that or the first 60 seconds so that I get the stats. So like so
Yeah.
the streaming platforms count it and then skedaddle on.
Well, I guess it's like maybe I'm just sick in the head, but I thought it was gonna be way worse.
Yeah.
But it was pretty gross. Like there were times where I was like, all right, yeah, That's nasty.
There were definitely times when I was like, oh, I don't like that.
Yeah.
But
And
most of
then
the
you just
time
kind
it
of
was
zone
fine.
out because I did audiobook for this, which
Me
I
too.
kind of sometimes I struggle with audiobooks sometimes because if I
Hmm.
zone out, you can't just flip back a few pages. You have to find where you were. But I thought this was probably one of the best audiobooks I've heard in a very long time because there's two cast members. There's an,
Yeah.
you know, we've got Sloane and we've got Rowan, and Rowan does a delightfully charming Irish
Yeah.
accent. And Sloane has this kind of like millennial playing as Gen Z attitude
Yeah.
that I found delightful.
It was
I
great.
thought it really worked for me.
Yeah.
And it
It's
was just, it
duet
really sold
nuation.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like the officially when it's like the no matter whose POV is, like the female characters are always in the one narrator's voice, and then like
Yeah.
the male character, like yeah, that's duet. And then there was also the sound effects, which I don't know how you felt. Like they did do frequently, and
There
not
was
just
some
during the sexy bits.
squelching. There
There was
was
some
some
squelching, there was
squelching.
some gasping, there was some like moaning, and again,
I liked
not
the gasping and the moaning.
not in
I
a
gotta
sexy
say.
like when people were being tortured and like
Yeah.
stuff like that. And I was like, oh, I could have done without that. I was like,
I liked that stuff.
I appreciate the artistic risk, but I don't think
It,
I needed that.
I think it
But
worked for me. I think
yeah,
it helped me stay in and not zone out. And I also think my ideal speed, unless I'm trying to like get things going, I'm
yeah.
really comfortable at 1.4 speed to 1.6.
All right.
Once it gets to 1.7 past, I'm like, okay, I can't like
Yeah.
it's just and I liked being present. I liked being present.
Yeah.
I liked this story and I feel like it I've consumed a lot of content that made me think about the structure of these stories. And I'm gonna
Hmm.
throw some mathematics at you
Oh, okay.
because
All right.
this
I'm
book
ready.
is uh when Harry met Sally plus heated rivalry divided by Dexter.
All right.
Because you've
All
got
right.
all of these, the two romances I'm comparing it to, heated rivalry and when
Yeah.
Harry met Sally, they take place over many years.
Right. Right.
And there's a buildup of relationship. And then the
Yeah.
rivalry sort of like is like they've got this little competition
Yeah.
and there's lots of charged feelings and
Yeah.
suppressing and waiting and not being at the right
Yeah.
places emotionally at the right
Yeah.
times and then killing in the name of good, which is an easy cop out. I wish they had just like murdered because they loved it a little. I wish they were a little more evil.
A little more evil. I feel like they do explicitly love killing.
They love to
Like
kill.
they limit, yeah, like they, yeah, there is like the whole like, oh, but they're like, it's like vigilante serial killing. But I feel like we do get like Brynne Weaver is like, is very much like, no, they do
They
enjoy the
like it
killing part. The killing part is not like incidental to the
and they're good
vigilanteism.
at it. They had, I
Yeah.
was interested in it. It reminded me of sort of the artsy artistic approach they take to their killings reminded me a lot of
Hmm.
Hannibal, which I
Yes.
loved
And there
a
was a
lot.
little bit of a nod to Hannibal because one of the serial killers they kill is a cannibal. But they also kept being like, we're drinking Chianti, like we're
Yes,
having Chianti wine. And I was like, some fava beans and Chianti.
right. That's so true. And also the character Harvey, I was like, this is a reference to something.
It felt, I mean, listen, are you a horror movie girl?
I like
I
horror
felt like
movies a
you
lot.
are. It felt, now I am not. And so all I
I don't
have
have
is
a
like,
prolific knowledge.
yeah. All I have is like the general cultural zeitgeist of like the big horror movies, but Harvey felt very like Texas Chainsaw Massacre meets Psycho with like the
Because what was
Norman
the,
Bates.
it was the last name. Like the combination of Harvey and the last name, I was like, this is a
I don't
reference to
remember
something.
his name.
Listeners, help us out here. Help us figure out what we're
Do you
missing.
remember his last name?
No, it's bothering me actually now because I kept thinking Harvey Dent, which is
That's,
Batman.
yeah.
That's Two-Face. But there
Wait.
may be a Harvey
Harvey
in
Mead. Mead.
Harvey Mead.
That does
Then
sound
maybe, and then
familiar.
I was like, then I thought about it more and I was like, well, maybe I'm thinking Daniel Mead from Ugly Betty. And then I just confused myself and I just kept skipping back because I wrote
And
down again.
yeah. Yeah, I Mead sounds familiar for like a fictional villain or possibly a real life villain. There was
Yeah.
definitely psycho vibes here
Hmm.
because there was like the dead mom
Yeah.
thing.
Dead mommy stuff.
But we are skipping ahead. Do
Yeah,
you want to
I
start
jumped
from the
right
beginning?
ahead. The beginning, the orzo pasta maggots.
What a way to start a romance novel.
I was gripped right from the beginning. I was listening on my audiobook in the Dunkin' Donuts drive-through, ready for my
Classic.
$6 meal deal, and I was like, wow, now I really, really want orzo.
Yeah.
It did the opposite. A lot of people get
That
grossed
made
out
you
by
want
it.
it. Yeah,
Yeah,
with
because
the
I'm like,
a little maggot
damn,
orzo,
I
get some
haven't had
protein.
orzo in ever. It's very descriptive.
It is very descriptive. Yeah, we open up with Sloane, our heroine listener, trapped in a cage with a man that she's just killed and his decaying body and maggots.
Maggots
Lots of maggots.
and empty eye sockets.
Empty eye sockets because she is the orb weaver.
The orb weaver, which is a bit of a tongue twister.
Is it?
Orb weaver.
Orb
It
weaver. I just
doesn't
feel like
roll off
orb
the
in
tongue.
general. Orb is
Orb takes up
very,
the whole mouth, and weaver is
yeah.
nice. I liked weaver. I could have gone with a different thing. I don't know, but I liked her MO. I thought it was interesting. And I was when watching Final Destination, one of the films ends
Uh-huh.
with like an eye rolling with a socket attached. And I was like, does
Oh,
that
does
really
it?
happen? Like, can you just pluck an eyeball
I
out and
don't
have
think
it
so.
attached? It seems really unlikely.
Here's the thing, is eyeballs? Oh no, they are totally round. It's
They're totally
prosthetic.
round.
Sorry. I was thinking about prosthetic eyeballs. Prosthetic eyeballs are not round. So it's not like Pirates of the Caribbean because that's every time I picture like a eyeball, it's
Oh, with the rolling and
yeah, it's that one guy from Pirates of the Caribbean. But I discovered that artificial eyeballs are not round. They're like concave.
they're like a big opaque contact lens with
Yeah,
an eye
basically.
painted on it.
Because like obviously you're not like there's skin there. Like they put
Yeah.
skin over the hole. It's not just like an open hole into your head. That would be
Yeah.
very unsanitary.
Scary.
That would be very dangerous and scary. Her MO is to kill serial killers and then scoop out their eyeballs and then make like some sort of I was never really able to visualize it. Make sort of complicated like web of string and eyeballs that is somehow according to some data computer stuff that's above my pay range, a map to like all the victims that the FBI like hasn't. She's like, the FBI is so stupid. Like they've never figured out like what the map it would be like so simple if they just like, input it into this data program. And I was like, I appreciate the running gag, but I also feel like you could just tell the FBI this. I feel like if you really wanted to help the victims, you could just tell them.
There are enough internet sleuths. Obviously, law enforcement's generally incompetent, but they would figure this one out, I think.
Yeah.
I really do.
Yeah, we'll see. I feel like there definitely are like Orb Weaver like Reddit threads that are like, guys, I think this is like the whatever with like theories.
People are crazy with their theories these days. The Stranger Things fans are so disappointed with Stranger Things that they've convinced themselves that there's going to be a secret 10th episode
Uh,
to like
guys,
wrap it all up. No.
I feel like half the complaint, I haven't watched the last season, but I feel like half the complaint with the last episode was that it spent too much time wrapping it all up. Was that like half the episode was like it was like the end of Lord of the Rings like the last Lord of the Rings movie where like half the movie is the fucking
Like epilogue type
epilogue. There's like
stuff.
five epilogues.
That's crazy.
But that's how it is in the book too. Anyway. But also, but speaking of like online sleuths, wait, so you I I clocked that you mentioned Heated Rivalry.
Yes,
So obviously you've watched it.
I have. That show was perfect.
I love that show so much.
It was perfect.
Yeah.
I am definitely going to read the books. And after reading this book, I was like, oh, yeah, I'm going to read the books because
Yeah.
I really am enjoying a nice romance that happens over
Yeah.
time,
Yeah.
which is crazy. That's not how my boyfriend and I got together at all. We totally U-hauled. So maybe it's like, wow, it's so nice to see people fall in love slowly. Anyway,
Well, the thing is with both this book and Heated Rivalry is like you have one character who absolutely would have immediately U-hauled if given the chance.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
the
And then
thing.
there's someone that it comes up a lot in romance, and I've been watching like holiday romance movies before and after
Which are a different
Christmas.
breed, I will say.
But there's this thing where like the person that's more in love right away is like, "Well, I'm not even attracted to you." And then the other person really takes it to heart.
Uh-huh.
And I think that's like a cheap thing.
Yeah.
But
Like
it's
a
true. It's like words have power, especially when you're like impressing someone or like making,
hmm
as in to make an impression.
hmm
If you're like, well, I think you're butt fucking ugly and I don't want to spend any time with you. Like, I feel like there was kind of that vibe when they meet.
For this one,
Yeah.
for Butcher and Blackbird.
There was some offhanded remark that was like, I can't
Yeah.
remember.
I feel like you're right, but I too cannot remember.
Well, that's the other problem with audiobooks is that you only get the one format. So when we
Yeah.
both have the audiobook, we can't just like flip to it
Yeah.
and be like, "Oh, is Harvey this?" Well, you remembered that.
Even if I had the book,
Yeah.
I didn't remember Harvey that. I just looked it up. I looked up
Oh
Harvey
yeah.
Butcher and Blackbird, and there's like a fandom wiki for him. This is popular enough to have gotten a fandom wiki, which
Yeah.
is pretty impressive. That would be one of my goals as an author. One of my goals as an author would be to have like fan fiction, fan art, a fandom wiki like made about.
There's like diagrams and this book really has like a big following. Have you read all of them?
Yeah. Yeah, I have.
Oh,
So
okay.
the end of this book is like a teaser, basically.
Yeah, they said epilogue, and I was like, this is not an epilogue. Speaking of epilogues, I was like, this is a backdoor pilot.
Basically the last two chapters when she's like talking to um fuck the brother. His book is called Leather and
Lachlan?
Lark. Lachlan. I was like, the book is called Leather and Lark is the name of the actual
Lark
heroine.
is the
So I was
friend.
like, Leather. I know that's not his real name. They're the
Right.
next book. And then,
I knew it. I was like, these two are gonna hook up. These guys got
yeah.
chemistry. And also there's a very nice restaurant in Bala Cynwyd called Lark, and I was like, damn, now I really want to go to that restaurant.
We should we take a trip? Test
Yes.
it. It'll be like when
Yes.
I went to the fucking La Bella Italia and tried the mushroom ravioli,
Oh my gosh.
which was incredible. Highly recommend. So Rowan and Sloane meet. They're immediately like, damn, this person's hot. And also they're crazy like me. So that's also hot.
And they are familiar with each other's bodies of work, bodies of work, because they kill people. Hey,
He is. Rowan's like a big fangirl of Sloane. He's like,
Rowan
oh
lays
my
it out
God, this
all
is
on the
like the orb
table.
weaver.
And
Oh,
it's sort of
she
like it sets
pretends
up
not to
that
have
she
heard of
pretends not
him.
to know him. And that really, that first interaction really speaks to their entire dynamic of her sort of
Hmm
like pushing down what she knows, feels, wants
Yeah.
him. She wants to be perceived as this blank slate, this aloof person, but really she does know him. She does
He's
like
got a
him.
heart of gold. Yeah. I mean, I do
Yeah.
appreciate like and FMC immediately humbling a man, like her love
Totally.
interest, like immediately being like, "No, I've never. Oh, you've heard of me? Of course you have. I've never heard of you
Yeah.
though.
Yeah.
Who are you? A man."
But he's Irish.
He's Irish. And the audiobook narrator for this is like, I swear to God, every time there's an Irish character in any book that I've read, like in the last 3 years, like audiobook, it's him. Like this guy, like, is like,
Is he
I'm the one
Irish?
Irish audiobook narrator. I feel like he is,
He
or
was
he,
pretty good. Or he just does a really, really good Irish accent.
yeah. I mean, but he like does it for the whole book. And I'm sure we have listeners in Ireland. And I do apologize if you are an Irish listener listening to me right now, being like, that's the
That
worst
was
Irish. He has
fucking
the
shite.
worst
That
Irish
was
accent I've ever
shite. That's
heard.
the worst Irish accent I've ever heard. It was absolute shite, you
I
idiots.
feel like I know that I can tell like a bad British accent. Like I can tell when someone's like doing an English accent a lot of the time. But I don't
Yeah,
know if I can do it with Irish. So I do apologize if it is they're like, "You Egypt, you
yeah.
Egypt, what are you doing?"
I know it's funny because I feel like I'm known as someone that can do a lot of silly voices and do a lot of impressions, and I am Irish American. And I
Oh,
can't Irish. It's been a hard one for me to nail down. I feel like I just need to consume more Irish content.
it's a tough one. Yeah, I just need to watch a bunch of Dairy Girls and then I'll have that very specific accent.
Yeah, and I should like finish like normal people. I only ever saw the first episode.
Oh yeah.
Speaking of which, I did a fan cast in my head early on in this book. So over the
Oh,
entire like my visualization, it was Paul Mescal and
uh-huh.
Ayo Adibri
Oh, I
because
thought you were gonna say
they
Daisy Edgar Jones. I was like, so you just
no
took
no
the normal
no
people cast.
no because they once like made like years ago made sort of jokes about being in a rom-com together, and I was like, what if these two like well-respected actors that also have a goofy side, like I so then I
Yeah.
just like once I did that, I was like all in. I felt like all the pieces connected because I was like, there's sincerity, there's goofiness, there's self-awareness, how silly it all is. But then like there's this earnesty and obvious natural chemistry. So once I fan casted
Yeah.
this, I was like locked in. Like
100%
I
on
could
board.
see it totally happening.
100% on board. Absolutely. And you know what? I'm pretty sure, let me double check, that this book, like the series has been optioned.
Ooh. Well, casting directors, listen to
Yeah.
me.
Yeah, Chris McKay, who made the Batman movie.
That movie was good. It was too long, but it was good.
I know, but it's just very funny. Honestly, if they wanted to make a Lego version of this, I also don't know that I would be mad. Like I think it would add an element of camp.
Oh, he also did Renfield, which is I enjoyed that movie.
Oh, isn't that with like Nick Cage?
Nick Cage and Nicholas Hoult, two Nicks.
I feel like you didn't properly react to my pitch for this to be a Lego
Oh,
adaptation.
I didn't hear that. I didn't hear that. I was reading. You're right. I didn't react because I didn't process it. See, this is my zoning out problem.
Understood.
Evident. But I think that's a genius idea.
Like the little like hands popping off. You know what I mean? Like
And yeah.
the
And
like
they're like, I'm gonna stab
possibilities.
you.
Yeah. There's like a scene where like I don't know, one of them like puts their head back on and it's on backwards, but then they have to like turn it around. Like I feel like there's an
Yeah,
element of camp here that's really speaking to
there
me.
really is. There really is.
And this book wasn't that spicy. I mean, like they did have sex. I guess they did at the
They
end.
did have sex at the end. It was good.
Yeah, I mean there were several scenes at the end, but I remember I was surprised when I looked down and like saw how far I was into the book, where like they
Right.
hadn't
And they hadn't
done
had
anything
sex.
yet. Like I don't think they'd even kissed really.
No, because this was more of a like proper romance with steam than it was like steam romance like to make it convincing.
Yeah.
I was like, no, I think these characters at this point really want each other. There were a few times where like it's gonna happen, and then it
And then
didn't.
it
I was like,
didn't.
God, they got me. They
They
got
got
me.
me again.
They got
Yeah.
me again. And it was fast. It wasn't a very long book either.
Yeah. Yeah. I was expecting it to be longer. It's only like 8 hours or something. It's a short one.
Yeah, it was like nothing. Well, also when you see the books on like TikTok, which I like did like a brief TikTok gathering. Actually, my boyfriend sent me a TikTok about like romance novels, like to be like, haha, like you're reading a romance novel. And I was like, this is the exact book I'm reading right now
Wait, was it?
today. He
That's
had no
so
idea. Yeah,
funny.
it was I also want to keep saying Butcher and Singer because that's a different restaurant in Philly, but it's Butcher and Blackbird. But the books are big and they're like decently thick, so they must just have a giant font size
Yeah. That's always my thing when someone's like, you like hold up a book. Like, I'm like, I could make a 200,000 word book like the same length as a 90,000 word book. And
in pages.
most
Yeah.
readers would like not, and it wouldn't even be that obvious. You know what I mean? Because like just with like spacing and like
With
you tweak the
spacing
font a little bit,
margins.
like a slightly different font, like, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, you would be shocked.
But it doesn't have illustrations in it, right? No, that would be cool. I think it'd be cool to see some of these murder scenes depicted. But again, Hannibal, the television series starring Mads Mikkelsen. I mean, I watched that and I stopped eating red meat for like
Uh,
months. I was like, I actually can't do that. That like got me squeamish. So this was kind of child's play in that regard.
yeah, they don't
But
eat.
it scratched
They
an
don't eat.
itch,
They don't eat
not
anyone.
intentionally.
Well, yeah.
We'll get to that.
Jesus. All right, let's go. They obviously have the hots for each other, and they're like, let's have a quirky little cereal competition. And obviously, Rowan has a bunch of hot Irish brothers who are also like killers, low key, and they have like a traumatic Irish backstory with like a bad dad, and criminals. And Rowan is a chef, not of people. And then Sloane has Lark, her like boarding school friend, who's also appropriately a singer. And like Lark is like very cool with the serial killing. Everyone's very cool
Yeah,
with the serial killing.
I wish they dug a little deeper into that, but it's neither here nor
With
there.
Lark, they do in her book.
That makes more sense, yeah, because
She's
they're just
fleshed
like
out a lot more.
that makes more sense.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, who is this crazy girl?
Yeah. This like ride or die. She's like, yeah, go get your kicks. Go
Yeah,
get
go
your
get your
rocks
dick
off.
wet. Yeah.
Great.
Pull his eyeballs out.
Woohoo.
Woohoo.
Yeah. But yeah, so they do like a competition where basically they have to like find and identify, like hit Lachlan, Rowan's brother, like finds and identifies a serial killer once a year for them to like, and whoever like kills him first wins
Yeah.
and gets the honor of killing him first. Like it's like a bragging rights thing, basically.
Yeah. Which also I'm like, it's still not fair. Like you could say, I mean, you could say that Rowan theoretically could have an advantage, but
Yeah. Although they are very clear about like, he's like, no, like my brother wants you to win. Like my brother is
yeah.
like very much like,
Yeah.
it's very
Lachlan was a
sibling.
G.
Yeah. But the first one has a cat. His name is Winston Churchill, which is wonderful.
Classic.
It's like a creepy motel, like classic, whatever. Creepy man is watching Sloane masturbate in the wall, and like he turns out to be the serial killer.
The killer. The killer's gonna get you in your walls. Like Wendy
Are you
Williams.
quoting something? Oh no. I was like,
Yeah, it was like,
you're
I hate
referencing something
showering
and I
because
don't
of
know.
the killer. And she's always talking. She's like, I hate Halloween because you know the killer. And this time there was a killer in the walls. So they've got this competition,
Yeah.
and it happens once a year in August
Good on
because
you
they
for
have
remembering the
normal
month
lives.
because I didn't remember the month.
They have normal lives. Her job is some like
data
Yeah, like
something.
medical equipment type thing, tech thing.
I don't know. She travels, she gives presentations,
She
she
travels
can
and
work from
works at
home.
conferences.
It's like in Friends where like nobody remembers what Chandler does. That's like her job. Like she has a job.
Someone recently online, I read that it was like, because they were like jobs in the 90s, hairstylist, teacher, secretary, and now everyone has Chandler jobs because it's like analyst of this, consultant of that. I was like, everyone really does have a Chandler job.
Because nobody can afford to be a hairstylist
Yeah, or a
or a
teacher.
teacher or a secretary. So they kill the guy who's in the walls. He's in the walls.
And there's something about like they were already kind of in the same hotel, like they just tracked this guy down at the same time, and they like have a little like banter. And she goes to like change, and and Rowan's listening to her. Rowan's also watching her, and she's vibrators on,
Yeah,
and she's got no bra, no bra, no bra, and he says it a bunch of times, and then even
very.
references this moment like twice later.
It really made an impression on him,
It
like her nipples.
really did. This no bra, no bra belly button piercing,
Crazy. I don't know whether she has
pierced
the piercing at
navel.
this point. She keeps getting a lot of different
She no,
piercings.
she had a belly button piercing for sure when they first met
Okay.
because like he gave her new clothes or something and she
Okay.
was like she styled it. She styled like the schlubby clothes that he gave her so that her
Yeah.
navel was showing.
Mm. Yeah, she's got the belly button piercing, and then she also has the nipple rings, which she doesn't get later because he specifically, that's when
She
he references the no bra. He's like,
yeah.
I didn't see that when she wasn't wearing a bra.
Yeah. She was wearing no bra.
And then she also has a labia piercing. You
There
turned to me as
is
if you like had blocked that out.
no, because I was right before I hopped onto this on Reddit, like looking this book up, trying to find, because on the TikTok comments that I was looking at was like someone made a diagram of
Oh,
all of her different piercings. Because there
oh,
was one that I hadn't heard before, but they're basically like there's like a clit piercing, a labial piercing, and then
uh-huh,
like two different kinds of labia piercings, basically.
uh-huh.
So this bitch has got metal in her cooter. A lot.
Which is interesting. How do we feel about that?
I think one slit piercing is sexy. I think once you have three or four different piercings, like it was overkill.
I think, okay, so I do think this is an interesting trend um in romance. Like I feel like I've seen more genital piercings in recent books. So this is a trend, which I think is an interesting, like, I don't know what that says about our current like culture, like whatever. Sadly, it does skeeve me out. Like genital
Yeah,
piercings, honestly, like piercings in general
yeah,
are mostly not for me. Like ears, like one eyebrow and like a nose, I can deal with.
yeah.
Everything else is tough for me.
I think nipple piercings are hot. I just know I could never have one. I'm a bigger
Hmm.
chested lady.
Yes, agreed.
So I just don't think it like would look the way I want it to look. And also, I think it'd be too, like, I think that one would be too gross and too painful. 'Cause I have an eyebrow piercing. They used to really
Yeah.
gross me out. Like, when I was a kid,
Yeah.
I thought they were really gross. And then one day I was like, I think they're cool. And then got one.
I hate like snake bites. I hate anything where there's a bar under your skin.
The thing about like snake bites and about like labial piercings is that like a lot of times they just don't do them anymore because they're bad for you. Like snake bite
Mm.
piercings, like the metal like wears down your gums and like they get
Hmm.
infected really easily. And then the labial ones I was doing very
doing some
minimal
deep
research,
dives.
they can tear pretty easily,
Yeah. Well, it's like a
depending on
Prince
like the
Albert,
thin.
right?
Yeah, which that would really gross me the fuck out.
Yeah, that's my thing. It's like from a visual standpoint, nipple piercings are like visually like I don't mind them. But like all of that, like from a like touching sex intimacy standpoint, like nipples, any sort of genital, I'm like, I just like I would not like putting my hands in my mouth there and like oh, suddenly there's metal.
Yeah, yeah, I
That
can
would
get
be
that.
very unhappy for me.
I get why people get them for their own like
Hmm.
stimulation, pleasure. It makes a lot of sense.
Sloane is like constantly, she's like, yeah, I'm like playing with my clit piercing. And she's like getting off. She gets off on that multiple times in the book.
Go
So
off.
clearly it's doing something for her. And I can respect that. Hate it for myself, but would respect it, do respect her
Yeah,
opinion.
yeah. So she's
Yeah.
wearing no bra
This is important. This is now like I feel like the 20th time that we've said this. She's not
because
wearing a
that's
bra.
exactly as how many times he said it as
Yeah,
well.
he does. He does repeat it a lot. But they chase the creepy hotel guy with the cat. They don't chase him with the cat. He just also has a cat. This is the description of him. They chase him out. She tries to go after him. Rowan is like he's like worried about her, but I'm like she's a literal serial killer, my dude.
He doesn't need to worry about
Like
her.
I
He
think you're fine.
infantilizes her pretty regularly.
He does. He is constant, and like I understand, like to an extent, like I think I will always love like man wanting to protect his
Me,
woman in
big
a in
man, me
right
protect pretty lady and
in like a
fuck
caveman
her.
way.
Yeah, it's hot.
Like I'm not gonna say that I dislike it, but I was like there were multiple times when I was like Rowan, she's a
She can
fucking
handle
serial
herself.
killer. Like
Yeah,
she's okay.
yeah,
She's really okay. It
she's
reminded
fine.
me of this scene from the there's this book called The Bodyguard by Catherine Center. But the woman is the bodyguard and he's like a famous actor and she's his bodyguard.
What?
But she's like small. And when they first meet, he's like, there's no way you're my fucking bodyguard. Like, you're a tiny lady. Like, you can't take anyone out. And then she's like, I'll prove it. She's like, I could. And he's like, prove it to me. And he's like, they go out back and she like fucking like flips him and like pins him to the ground.
Damn.
And I was like, phenomenal. And that's what I imagine for Sloane and Rowan. I'm like,
Yeah.
she definitely knows how to fight.
Right. And she's like, it's like what she might lack in certain physical regards, she makes up for in like stealth and
Right.
wit and
Right.
strategy.
Like, she's okay. But they go after the guy, and then like Sloane tries, and he and Rowan like he grabs Sloane's throat and gives a whole like, stay there and says like mine, which like as a romance reader, you're like, well, I know what that means. He's taking a claim on her. But she's like, oh, that just means he wants to be the one to kill the guy, and he's got his hand on my throat, so I'm gonna like let him.
Right.
And then he gets the guy, and like she's about to leave, but then he's like, Sloane, in, like a sad little voice.
Yeah.
And she comes back.
Which also that part was performed kind of oddly in the audiobook when it was like, is he hurt? Is he in danger? Like it seems like he had a pretty good handle on the situation, and then all of a
Hmm.
sudden he was like kind of like weak and defeated, and I was like,
Well, he
okay,
did punch
whatever.
in a windshield.
Right, that
He
would
did
take a
the
lot.
guy's trying to drive away. He does jump onto the car and punch in the windshield.
That's crazy.
So he does have a bloody hands for sure.
Okay. Yeah, see, I don't remember the details of it.
I do remember the punching in the windshield. I was like, that's insane.
Yeah.
Sure. But he is like, oh, she's gonna leave. Like he's like acting like, oh, she's like so like turned off by my violence. Like she's like scared of me now. And I'm like, again, like I don't know how many times I have to remind you, bozos, that you're both serial killers. Like, I feel like you're
Yeah.
on the same
They're
level. It's
both
okay.
serial killers. They've both got it down.
Yeah. whatever. They have like a moment TM and then they like exchange numbers and they're like texting. And this is where like the heated rivalry, like long-term
Yes.
situationship, they're like constantly like texting, getting to know each other. You don't get like too many of their texts, too many of their getting to know each other. It's just kind of like implied, like, okay, this is happening over the months and months, which like I don't mind. Like I don't necessarily need like the small talk in a book like this where like their main romance slash like foreplay is like killing. I might need that in like a different kind of book where it's more like
Yeah.
normal.
Right. Like,
But like
let's
I
just
can just
get to
accept
it.
that they're like getting to each other because like their relationship is really like it's like the id. You know what I mean? Like
Yes.
other things are like the connection is on an ego level, but like their connection, even when they like
It's
really
very
connect and
carnal.
it's not just like sexual, like yeah, like it's the id, like not even from like a sexual, but from like a very like primal animal
Yeah.
kind of like
It's primal, it's gory. But then there's also, it's like competitive. It's like, I gotta feed
yeah.
myself. I've got to get off in this way. There's also only so many people that like qualify for their various standards of
Mm-hmm.
being worthy of being killed. Like, I don't know, they
Yeah.
don't get into it like Dexter does, like sort of
Like how they
like they're like,
choose.
we just kill bad guys.
Yeah. Trust us.
Yeah, trust us. Like, we know. And it's like, yeah, this guy is like a pedophile. This guy is a murderer. This guy,
Is committing
sex
medical
traffics.
malpractice.
Yeah, medical malpractice. That was a good one. That was a really
Yeah.
good one. I
Yeah.
like that
Yeah.
because I also listened to the entire podcast. I listened to many different seasons of Dr. Death, and that is
Mm.
fucking gory. That the true stories they tell in this podcast, they follow different doctors each season and they go over like the first season. Like, I think actually I was listening to it. My friends and I were listening to it, and we were listening to it on a speaker
Uh,
in college, like smoking weed, like outside the dining
oh
hall. And then like
no.
I had this moment of clarity where I was like, we have to turn this off right now. Like, this is actually like
We can't
evil and
be what?
disgusting. Like, we were blasting it.
Jesus.
I was like, oh my God, this is terrible. We're gonna traumatize
Yeah, no.
them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is also not a book that I would play out loud. This is a headphones in book.
This is a headphones in book for sure. For sure, for sure.
But
Yeah.
so in between their first and second competition, she goes to Boston because that's where he lives. She lives in Raleigh, I think North
She lives in Raleigh,
Carolina,
North Carolina.
and he lives in Boston, obviously because he's Irish. And contractually, they're just not allowed to live anywhere else.
They could live in Philly,
There's, you know,
but
but the like
whatever.
simply like they're in Boston. That's where he lives. That's where he has his little restaurant. That's where he's opening a new restaurant.
Obviously, I think that's a perfect job for him because I'm like the whole like Anthony Bourdain asshole type.
Mm.
Like, it's just like totally like everyone's like, don't date line cooks, they're sociopaths. And it just really served his character for me. It's like he doesn't take shit.
He's the head chef. Like he's Gordon
Yeah.
Ramsay.
Yeah.
Yeah. But she goes to his restaurant and there's like his staff like immediately recognizes her because
Which is crazy.
he reserved a table for her. He's like table 12 is always for anyone named like Sloane, whatever. This is for her. Like this is her table. She
Yeah,
looks like
yeah, yeah,
this.
yeah.
And so
I
like
love that.
and it's like the table like it's like in the corner. You can like see all the exits and like entrances. He's like so it's like he knows her. He's like this is the table.
Yeah. No, that was great.
She does eat there, but then like he comes in and she like pussies out. She like skedaddles. She immediately skedaddles. I thought his brother Lachlan was gonna be a good like wingman because he like blocks the door and is like gonna let her go. But then unfortunately they do not keep this woman trapped and they do let her go. They do let her exit the restaurant.
Yeah, she's so flimsy like that.
And she throws away her
She's a
dessert.
runner. We got a runner. At
She's
least
a
get it
runner.
to
She's
go
a track
box.
star.
She's a runner, she's a
She's
track
a track
star.
star. That, yeah, that's really what she is.
I thought Lachlan also would have like set up a good thing, but like whatever. They were like, all right, run, bitch. Because also it's like he likes the chase. So it's like if she's
He
gonna run, like
does.
let him chase her.
He
Like why
does. I'm
just
honestly, I
let it
mean,
play out.
I'm not super surprised because they are both predators, but like I don't think like explicit primal play would have been out of place here in this
I
book.
agree. I felt like because there's so much uh out there
Yeah.
things happening in the book, the sex felt very reserved in
Yeah.
comparison. Like there was like a slight disconnect. Like they're just fucking. Like they're just like
Hmm.
teasing and fucking a lot. Like there wasn't really, it was pretty run of the
Well, I
mill
mean, but
good
that's because
sex.
like the foreplay, like all of the foreplay
All the foreplay is
is the
murder.
murder and the fucked up stuff. Like that literally is their foreplay.
Yeah, right.
Frankly, I'm shocked that actually I'm not shocked. It would be gross now that I think about it. I was gonna say, frankly, I'm shocked they don't use like someone's blood as lube at some point.
That would
Um,
be like
but then I was like, that's
fucking
an STD waiting to
disgusting.
happen.
I was just gonna say, like,
That's an STD
okay,
waiting to happen. Then I thought about it some
yeah.
more, and I
Yeah,
realized that
there'd
that
be
would
like a
not.
new STD from that. Like they're just like they'd
Yes.
be like
Yeah.
new
Yeah. So, okay. So I
new
do appreciate
acronym
that that didn't
coming.
happen, I guess. It's fine.
Yeah. The butcher disease. And maggots start coming out of your pussy.
Jesus Christ. Ah, no. Speaking of maggots, though, he goes to her house. He goes down. He pays a child to deliver orzo to her.
So romantic. I really liked that. See, moments like that, like his gestures had me, I was like, I'm smiling. I'm smiling.
I'm like, oh, look at this cute little serial killer with a heart of
Yeah.
gold.
Yeah.
I mean, I do want a man to cook for me. Like, I would not mind a man who knows how to cook. He does make her cook. This was the one thing where I was like I know it's cute because he calls her and like talks her through like how to make the meals. Like he's given her all the ingredients and it's like a cute date night cooking kind of thing.
Hmm.
So like he does tell her how to do it, but I was still like I would prefer a fresh plate. I would
Yeah,
just
like
prefer the
gold
child to
belly
deliver a
her
plate.
something from your restaurant.
Yeah.
I love Gold Belly. It's we did that in the pandemic a lot. It's dummy expensive though.
What's gold belly?
Gold Belly really took off during COVID because it was like restaurants that have sort of popular foods. You
Uh-huh.
could just get them shipped to you frozen. So you could get like Jim's
Uh,
cheesesteaks or there's taco pizza from Hoboken.
huh.
And you could get like we got these Indian burritos from California that it was like a chicken tikka masala and like a tortilla. It was great.
I'm happy for you.
Yeah, so you could get different things. So he could just gold belly himself, like her food from him.
Well, I expected him to like make it, have the child deliver it, and then be like,
The
"Oh, I just had
child.
it sent from my restaurant." But like he's actually
Yeah,
behind the tree watching her enjoy it.
yeah, because
But instead
he's
he
the
made her cook
killer.
it, which she thinks is cute. Like it's
I would
fine.
have hated that because then once you
Yeah.
cook, I also have to do the fucking dishes now.
Yeah.
Send a child over to do my fucking dishes now. Great. I have to cook. I'm doing all the romancing myself. You're not even here. I'm not dicing the onions evenly.
Right, you're making me dice onions? Like, do you
Yeah.
understand how traumatic that is for me?
You think I know how to frickin' julienne an
I don't even know
onion?
what that means.
That's when you get thin strips.
Great. That
Top
makes
Chef,
sense.
baby.
Do you know how I learned to mince mushrooms? From fucking Princess and the Frog. And that's the extent
Yeah.
of my cooking skills.
I'm not really a chef either. I'm not really the chef.
But yeah, so then he delivers it the next day. He gets to deliver the next day. And then the next day, he's got to go back home. And
Sad.
she like looks he's like I like hiding he's like hiding in his tree or whatever the fuck. And she like looks at her door and is like looking for, the child delivery man. And the child delivery man doesn't come because he didn't send it. And she's like very sad. And I'm like, why
Yeah.
would you do that?
But then this was nice is that she is becoming more open. She was like, I missed you. She was like,
Yeah.
I was expecting something and nothing happened and I was sad.
Yes. He's like, I know that you don't like to feel your feelings, so I'm gonna have to like kind of like force you to feel your
Yeah.
feelings a little bit. He's like,
The
I'm gonna
only
have to
way
be a
out
little
is
emotionally
through.
manipulative for this.
Yeah.
And I can appreciate it.
Yeah.
And then the second competition happens, and this is when they have dinner with a cannibal and drink Chianti. No fava beans though.
That would have been a little too on the nose.
Sloane is like, I don't know. I was like, I appreciate it when the author's like, I'm not even
Yeah.
trying to hide. I feel like she wasn't. She is like, I know that you know that I'm making this reference. Like, I'm not trying to be cheeky.
Right.
This is just Hannibal.
Right. Yeah. And that's fine with me.
Rowan's a dummy and he drinks the wine. And then he eats the
Oh
human.
yeah, that I was shocked that he did that.
Well, because like he didn't realize that like they were having dinner with the serial killer. Like, I don't know. Like, was he like blinded by jealousy? Because like she's going with another man. Like, what's going?
Yeah, because that was like the whole thing. He was like, you're on a date. Oh wait, no, that was a different one.
Yeah, that was the
That
first
was
guy
the
at the
very
hotel.
first. That was yeah, that was the very first
Yeah.
pervert guy.
Yeah. So I don't really know.
Yeah, I guess he's just like blinded. Like he just like was not on his A game because he's so wrapped up in thinking about her. And this chapter was also from Sloane's perspective. So we don't get his thought process of
But
like,
he is later like fully like I didn't realize. You know what I mean? Like he's like he did not
yeah, he was
consider
like, oh,
that
I
the
just drank the
wine,
wine because I want liquid courage or whatever.
yeah, or something.
And it was just like it was a rookie mistake.
And then ends up eating human ass and being
Rump
like, well,
roast,
this is
rump
good.
roast. Do we know the victim
No,
or was it just some guy?
it's just some victim, some person.
Sad. I would have liked to know. I would have liked to know the victims. I would have liked to know whatever. It's just some guy that was like medically malpracticed against, I guess.
I think it was just like too many. There were too many like victims. Like if she had started giving us the victims,
Yeah, you're right.
there would have
But we
been
should at least
just
know
too
who
many.
he ate.
Like, does that make it better though?
I think it would make it grosser, and I think I would like that.
You're like, I wanted it to be
Or
grosser.
like, and this, yeah, because then it'd be like, okay, so let me try to think of something clever. If he was like some plumber, and it's like you're eating the plumber's ass, like his ass is always out anyway, like he was asking for it.
Ah, but
Ah. Right, and they like send plungers back and forth to each other for the rest of the
Jesus
time.
Christ.
Oh, and then like they peg each other with a plunger or
Oh my
something.
God. I was waiting for a peg scene. There was a
Yeah,
little
yeah,
ass
yeah.
play at the
There was a
end,
little ass play,
at
but
the very
not full
end.
pegging.
But
His
I
finger
would
in
have
his
liked full
hole.
pegging. Two
Yeah,
fingers. Two fingers in his hole.
two
She
finger
goes the
touch.
way, which implies that there is serious ass play in their sexual relationship. You know what I mean? That it's not just like she occasionally fingers his butt. I feel like two fingers
Two
implies that
fingers
there's,
is a pro,
you know what I mean? Right.
since we've
Like
been here
he's
before.
taken, this
But
isn't the first time something's been up his ass.
do we want implied sex in these books, or do we want to read the sex
I
that's
want
happening?
pegging. I want authors to stop being so afraid of pegging. I've thus far only read one book where they show pegging on page.
That's very interesting. So do you think that that has to just do with wanting to be commercially successful?
I don't know. Because no, because there are so many books. The thing with pegging is that I have read several books in which the author like there'll be like a running joke about pegging and they'll constantly be like talking about how like yeah, like she's gonna peg him like whatever.
And it doesn't
And then we
happen.
never get it on page. So like they're
Right.
comfortable enough to like talk about pegging all the
Huh.
time,
Huh.
but we never actually get the pegging, except in the one book,
Right.
which listener is Zenny by Rebecca Weatherspoon. We did an episode on it, but like otherwise, they're
That's
constantly teasing
very,
us.
yeah, that's disappointing.
I mean, they don't talk about pegging in this book. To be fair, listener, I'm not
They
critiquing this
don't
book.
know.
We
We're
just,
projecting.
I'm taking the ass like Brynne Weaver, if you wanted to write like a little short story, a little bonus scene where she has like a strap on, I would not be
Yeah.
opposed.
Yeah. But I did like the sex
Yeah.
scenes. I really enjoyed them.
Yeah. You're like,
Thought they were
oh, I
great.
didn't just like them. I
I
really like
really enjoyed them because
they were
this
good.
is my second romance novel. And the
Yeah.
first one
With two
being,
humans.
yes, the first one being like, I was just nauseated by the fact that I was like, I really don't think that this logistically works. I think the Minotaur's dick is just too big for this tiny girl. And then I'd get like, ugh, sick thinking about it. And um this was great. I was like, two people boning, and they really want to bone, and they're
They
finally
really want to
doing it.
bone. Yeah. They bone
You
all the time.
know? Yeah.
Yeah. So they don't bone yet. Oh my God. Like they're just like the foreplay is insane. It's like years of foreplay with these two. They go
Yeah.
back and they see like the serial killer that they've been targeting that they like killed, um, has like a Igor kind of like with the Dr. Frankenstein and Igor kind of servant named David, who they're like, oh, he's been lobotomized, like blah 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 blah.
Yeah. And they're like whispering lobotomy to each other.
Let's file that away for later, listener, David. So they're like, but like Sloane feels bad. She's like, get him to work in your restaurant. Like, come bring this guy to work in your restaurant. This guy who eats cum ice cream.
Yeah, bad news bears.
Bad news bears. We also do get a line when Sloane is like, she's like making her map and like whatever. She's like showing him her freak, letting her freak flag fly, to quote Shrek the musical. And she's like, what are you gonna tell me that I should like get 12 cats and take up crochet instead of like doing the webs? Because he's like, wow, your hobby's crazy. And I'm like, what's
Mm,
wrong with 12 cats and crochet, Sloane?
yeah.
What's wrong with that? Hmm?
Nothing.
Maybe dial it back a little bit.
Maybe dial it back.
I was like, I was with you. I'm not with you for this. Dial it
Yeah, just
back.
because you kill perverts, you think you're better than me? I don't think
If
so.
my cats had opposable thumbs, it'd be over for you, for the perverts of the world. That's all I have to say. But this is where we get her trauma TM. So we already got
Yeah, we went more into Rowan's, and then we get hers because it's spilled, sort
it
of.
spilled.
Or it was like,
She's like
actually
telling the
no.
doctor,
Yeah,
serial
she
killer,
tells the
cannibal.
doctor. Yeah.
Basically, like she was abused at art school. And like
Yeah.
she wasn't going to tell anyone about it. But then she found out that Lark, remember her BFF, who's like very cool with killing, was also being abused. And she was like, not
Yeah.
on my watch, bucko, and like murdered
Yeah.
him. And then she was like, I really liked murdering him. She was like,
Right.
that was really great. So I
But
will
then
continue to do
it's
that.
David who spills it to Rowan, right?
I think he goes into it. Rowan is there.
Rowan is
Rowan
there.
witnesses her telling the serial killer, like her like monologue to the serial killer
Mm,
about this, about how she like kills predators. But
yeah.
David does, he gives us more like specifics, but I don't think he really
Yeah.
tells us anything like new other than like surprise surprise the like headmaster at this like art school was also doing it to more than just the two of them, like that he'd been like doing it for
Yeah,
years, you
he'd
know what I
been
mean? Like
doing
it's
it.
not anything,
Yeah.
like he just kind of expands it and gives us like names but not
Yeah.
anything different. And then they're like, oh, like we're best friends now. Like we've known each other so long. They're now best friends, fully friend zone. And Rowan asks her if she wants to go to the garage and do, he's like, oh, we're friends. Like, do you want to go to the garage and do karate? And I'm so curious as to why that's the example. saw
I
our
didn't I
shows. We're
didn't
like,
I didn't I didn't love this. I didn't love this bit between them.
I was like, of all the things of like what best friends do, like not like braid each other's hair, make friendship bracelets, like whatever. Go to the garage and do karate. Is this like a culturally Irish thing? Irish listener, if you didn't tune out when we were talking about Egypt at the beginning of the episode, and if you didn't tune out again when we were talking about Irish accents, write in. Is this a common pastime for
I was
children
like,
in
the only
Ireland?
comment, it's only common if you're fucking SpongeBob, man. SpongeBob is the only one that I know that does karate. I did karate for a stint when I was a kid
Same, as did I.
at Action Karate.
No, at Darius's karate school.
That sounds better.
You know what?
There
I
was a
it
lot of
was
turnaround.
There was a lot of different karate play. I think we like just missed each other.
Right, because it was one karate place and then it was a different karate
Yes,
place.
because there was Darius karate, and then Darius like left to travel the world and like passed it to his like head teacher.
That happens with karate teachers all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Someone else was telling me about how, like,
They
yeah,
leave to travel the
anyway.
world. Yeah, he
Yeah,
did.
yeah.
So we just missed each other.
So, but at this point, they're having sex,
Are
they're
they having
killing together.
sex?
No,
They're not having
no, they
sex
take
yet.
in David. They take in David.
He starts to work at the restaurant, and now they're like back to texting. It's like between competitions. And Sloane is having this like she's like very worried that Rowan like does not return her feelings,
Yeah,
that it's
she's
like all
crashing
in her
out over
head.
this.
Yeah.
She's like, I want to text him all the time. He's being
Yeah.
kind of hurt and giving me short responses, and I don't know what to make of this.
She's like, is this in my head? Then they have like a date night.
Poor girl.
He's like, come to Boston and go do this date night with me. I don't know.
Is this the dinner or is this the gala thing?
It's the gala.
The gala for like a event,
I don't know, some
a
sort of gala.
nondescript event.
He's winning like an award for best restaurant or something. I don't know.
Sure.
He's there, and he turns this date night into like a hunting night. He's like, there's this like dickhead doctor doing
Oh
malpractice
yeah, that's the
here,
malpractice guy.
and let's like get him or whatever, like let's hunt him down. Haha, hee hee. He's like, let's slip out, kill him, and then we'll come back and we'll have like an alibi. It'll be great. And
And
I'm thinking,
she
like,
was
what a great date night.
really frustrating me in this moment because she was like, "Oh, he doesn't actually really like me. He just wants to kill. He doesn't
Yeah.
love me at all. This wasn't what I thought at all."
And I was like,
Like, I
serial
have to
killing is his
go.
love language, my girl. Like he's arranging like a perfect, like he wants to do like a mutual hunt.
Right. Like, why aren't you surprised by like if anything, this is the biggest gesture he's done so far because he's like, let's not be in competition. Let's do something
Yeah.
together. Let's
Something we
elevate
both
our
enjoy.
practice. And she took this as like
She was like,
an
oh no,
affront
like
to
I've
her character.
well, she just thinks he's like, oh, like that's all he sees me as. Like he doesn't see me as a romantic. And then he realizes why she's upset, which I
This
did
is
like.
very
And
when
he's
Harry
like,
met Sally.
booyah. He's like,
Yeah.
yes. And they're
Yeah.
about to kiss. And then he gets a call from his restaurant that something has gone wrong, that, like a fire has started.
And then he starts pissing me off.
And then he's got to leave. He's got to skedaddle to deal with the
This,
fire.
yeah. He could have like kissed her.
They could have kept it, but like I understand why they don't. Like it does build
I
the
get why they
tension.
don't. It's very much like like High School Musical 2, you know? How they almost kiss like
Yeah.
8 times
Yeah.
until the
Yeah.
end.
Yeah. I do. I do get that. Also
And
like
I
Camp
get that's
Rock.
why. I get that's why Camp Rock. Well, because on Disney they were like no kissing.
Well, it was Camp Rock, I know specifically was because Joe Jonas was an adult and Demi Lovato was not. Like she was like 16
Oh.
and he was like 19. And they were like, we're not going to do that. But then by the second movie, she was 18, so it was fine. Because they do kiss in the second movie.
Oh. Oh yeah, she was very young in that first movie.
Yeah. So they were like, no, we're not gonna, let's not.
And then in like High School Musical too, everyone's like, everyone knows they fucking for real these. Like,
Like we saw them walk, there's paparazzi pics of them shopping for dildos. Like, let's be real.
yeah, exactly. So they were like, yeah, you guys can like make out with tongue, I guess.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, then Sloane is like, and I do love these kind of moments where she's like, listen, if like I know you're really busy with work and like you're opening a new restaurant and like you just had this fire, and if you don't want to do the third competition this year, like that's okay. And he's like, I would rather die than not do
Yeah.
the third
He's like,
competition.
I'll
Like,
cut all my toes and dick off.
Jesus Christ.
I'm in the gory mood.
So they do the third competition, and like we were talking about earlier, it's basically like Texas Chainsaw Massacre with the psycho edge. They're going. She sees that he's about to get got by the Harvey Mead, and so like she like tries to save him, but then Harvey Mead like kicks her in the face. She has like a boot print bruise.
We're skipping over a very important chunk
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm
because
please.
she is like, oh no, wait, no, we're not. I keep getting these two stories confused.
I'm glad there are only three. You know what I mean? Like I feel like that was the
Yeah,
right amount. I feel like we reached the right amount of like
right.
competition.
Yeah.
We did you saying that we skipped over an important scene did make me look at my notes and realize that I did in fact skip over a note that I wanted to say, which is that it's kind of fucked up that they're standing on the hill outside this guy's house, listening to him torture and eventually kill a guy. Like they're listening to his
Yeah.
victim's
They don't give a
screams.
fuck about him.
And I'm like, it really feels like you could have saved this guy. Like, it really feels like your conversation was long enough that you could have saved this man. Like, maybe he would have already lost a leg, but it really feels like you could have saved him.
Actually, I love that you bring this up. And now that I'm thinking about it again, which I didn't before, I like this because I think it shows that they are more using who they kill to justify their
Mm.
interests rather than actually doing something because they know it's right. Like if they were doing it,
Hmm.
if they were killing people because they kill people or because they hurt people, then they would have
Hmm.
saved that guy. But they're not in the business of saving, they're in the business of
Yeah.
killing.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, I agree. That's a good take. But then also in that vein, when she like saves him, but then she gets got and she gets thrown in the cellar with Autumn, the like other victim. She's nice. She gives Autumn her shirt. Autumn goes on to become also kind of a serial killer in a small town in the next series. So go read Autumn's
Yeah.
book.
But they still kind of treat Autumn like could give a shit if she lived or
Right. He
died.
like rescues Sloane from the cellar, and then they're like, Autumn, stay there.
And she's
Like,
like,
we're gonna
fire!
get. She's like, and like Autumn, understandably, is like, no, get me the fuck out of here. Like, what the fuck? They're like, we're, and like, they're using the like, oh, we're gonna take out Harvey first, and then like, we'll come back for you. But then they make out in the barn.
It's giving Dorothy in the cellar while Glinda and Elphaba are singing For Good.
Yeah.
And she's just trapped in the basement. That's my
She's
first
just
thought. When they like
sobbing.
slam the cellar
Yeah.
on her, I was like, all right, this is
Jesus
great.
Christ. Because they go to the barn and they're like making out. And like, listen, I love a scene where like the one character is like hurt and the other character is like checking every inch of their body, being like, oh my God, like, analyzing the bruise, like making sure they're not like fatally injured or whatever. But I'm also like, Autumn is waiting. She's
Yeah, no, just
naked
put her
except for
out there.
Sloane's shirt. She just listened
Yeah,
to her boyfriend being fucking like decapitated.
yeah, yeah,
And this is such a fine, and like I really don't blame Brynne Weaver at all because this is such like a fine line to thread when you're writing romantic suspense. Because like on one hand, like everybody loves a danger bang. Like I love a danger bang. I love when they're in danger and they
yeah.
stop. They just like take a little pause to bang. But I personally do not like it when somebody else is in danger. Like it can
Right.
a danger bang has to be when only they're in danger. If somebody
No, and
else
now
is
there's
in
this
danger,
third
I'm like,
person.
no, we need to rescue this third party. The third party needs to be out of the
Yeah.
way. And surprise, surprise, Autumn Autumn's like,
She
I'm
got
not
out
waiting
of
in the
there.
fucking cellar. She climbs
She got
out.
herself out of there because they were like, we don't care.
We're in the barn. We're having a danger. Like, there's the moment. There's a moment,
Yeah,
guys.
we're
This
gonna
is not good.
kiss. We're gonna make out.
Autumn's
They
being
kept bringing
chased
up
by the
the boot print.
chainsaw. The fucking boot prints, honestly, like
I was like, it's not
hilarious.
gonna stay there for that long.
I know, but she's still she's like, you can see the Carhartt logo.
I'm gonna, I need to look up what the bottom of a Carhartt shoe looks
Does it
like. And
actually
if the
have a,
logo is so protruding that it could,
or like how deep did his foot go in her face? Because
I
she
don't
gets kicked
know.
in the face when she walks out of his like security camera room, Harvey's, and then like Harvey's there and he kicks her in the face. So this man like lifts his foot up, does a full like rocket kick to slam her in the face.
And you're right. Yeah, he does like a big donkey kick, and that would have like knocked her out. Okay, listeners,
Okay.
listeners and Allison,
What's the
the
consensus?
Carhartt symbol like is at the arch of the foot. So it's not at the
Okay.
toe where like you would be kicking with someone. It's
I
in like
see.
the smack dab center. So it would be such an impossible way to kick someone and have that logo be impressed upon them because it's just not at the point of the shoe that's usually touching the ground.
It
It would
is
touch
kind
the
of
ground
raised,
last. But is it raised enough?
but I agree. I don't know
It's
whether
like
it's raised enough.
it would not be where you would kick from. That is not where the 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 force from your foot goes. It could be heel, it could be toe, but you're not kicking someone with like this.
But okay, so that brings me back to like, was Harvey actually missing out on a celebrated like dance career? Because the fact that he like donkey kicks and is
Because he's
able to like
hyperextended.
imprint his foot so hard into her face that the Carhartt logo
Yeah,
is
I
visible in the
guess so.
bruise. You know what I mean? Like Harvey missed opportunity.
I think you might have a really good point here, and maybe that's
Yeah.
why. Maybe that's why. And if you have a child that is a little fruity, just put them in dance class. My cousin's kid is showing interest in dance, and they come from an ice hockey family. I know, I
Oh,
know. And I was
wow.
like, figure skating. And my uncle was like, fuck no.
And
I
you were
was like,
like,
why? And then I really exhibited monumental restraint that night because I didn't bring up heated rivalry in that moment. I was like, whatever, he can play hockey. And I let it rest.
but as we learned from this book, homophobia doesn't just, it kills, not just you, it kills other people. Sometimes, well, sometimes if you're so homophobic that you repress your fruity little son and stomp on his budding dance career, he becomes the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
The
So,
Carhartt killer.
exactly. So maybe, dial it back.
Dial it, dial it the
Just let
F
your kid
back.
dance.
So he kicks her in the face. He fucks up her arm, he fucks up her ribs.
She uses like his dead mom's corpse, which is where the psycho part comes in, to
Right.
like torture him, and he like dies of a heart attack. And there was part of
Cool.
me where I was like, when I first read it, I was like, is he like gonna get an erection? Like, because the way like the audiobook was being performed, I was like, these moans could go either way.
Yeah. But then they immediately go into, okay, so whose kill is this? And
Yeah.
I think I do agree that it's Rowan's kill
Hmm.
because it's like he kind of like was
Right.
riling him up at the heart attack point. I feel like if you
Yeah.
get the last word, you get the kill.
I guess. Although I just, if you're gonna hold the dead mom's corpse, like that does give you quite a few points.
Yeah. Yeah. So what's the tally? Are they like neck and neck? Because this is year four. They do it four times, four,
Is
five
this year
times.
four?
Or is
What's
this
the
year
third
three?
year? I thought it was year three.
Well, because at one point they say we've been doing this for 4 years, but maybe that's like
Well, I think it's
after.
including the first year.
Oh,
Because when they
okay.
meet, he's like, "Oh, I had been planning to go after this guy,
Okay, so then
and
that's
you got here
her.
first."
It's her, him, her
Her.
draw
Yeah, or him,
slash
depending on who
him.
you ask. So they are kind of neck and neck.
I can see both ways.
Yeah.
But my opinion is that I think he gets it.
Okay. All right. I can respect that.
What do you think?
I don't know. I just feel like the fact that like the mom corpse just really kind of puts her. I feel like it's a draw. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because
Yeah.
like he does ultimately subdue the subduing, but she is the one who does the kill, like with the mom
Yeah, so
corpse.
that's really
So
the
it's really
team.
teamwork makes the dream work here.
Yeah.
And that's the moral of this story.
Yeah.
Teamwork makes the
That
dream
it
work.
is. That it is.
But then he goes to his doctor, his doctor brother who lives in like Nebraska for some fuck all reason. But that was established. That wasn't like a random.
That was
It was
so
established that
dumb.
his younger brother lives is a doctor in Nebraska. And you also meet the doctor's that brother's love interest, Rose with the broken leg. Is like their books are kind of going on like simultaneously.
It's all happening at the same time. Okay. Right. I was like, I don't get what's happening here. I also thought that the trilogy was just going to be this couple the whole time.
Yeah, no. So it's a different couple each time. It's the three
Yeah.
brothers, which is a classic romance. Like anytime you see three brothers in a romance, like a collection of brothers, they're each getting their own book. Like,
Bridgerton.
I mean, yes, but like especially brothers, they're
Brothers.
all getting their own book. Like they each get a book. That's I don't make the that's just how it works.
Yeah. Cool.
And they do in this. But yeah, so we meet the brother, because they can't go to regular hospital, obviously, because they're gonna be like, how the fuck did you get a Carhartt logo on your face? And so the brother, like, fixes her shoulder or whatever and patches her up. They fuck while she's like has a broken clavicle or something, like something insane.
Something that seemed kind of serious.
Fully 24 hours after, like, she's had the shit beat out of her, they fuck for the first time. Which, you know what, that's in character, like based on
See, I feel like they could have gone into more detail about like how much pain she was in and how that was kind of like
yeah,
arousing. Like she seemed just cool and down for it. She'd be like, "Oh, my
right,
arm, I can't quite move my arm," but it was like
right.
he should be like fucking her sling. Like they should do like some sick shit or like she should like be in a lot of pain but also be in a lot of pleasure. And I feel like they just didn't go into detail
Yeah.
with that. Right, like make like a cock ring out of like
Oh my
medical
God.
bandages.
But it's like you said, yeah, well, because that's the thing, because it's like you pointed out at the beginning, like they have all the fucked up stuff for like the murder, but then like the sex is like relatively, I mean, I don't want to call it vanilla, but it is
I,
like,
I
you know what I mean?
I'd call it vanilla.
Like it has like there's a lot of dirty talk and like obviously she has the genital piercings, but yeah, there's not really
That was
anything
the
like
freakiest thing by far. That was the
yeah,
freakiest thing by far was how
yeah.
many piercings she had
She has so
on her
many.
vulva. That
Man,
was the freakiest thing.
man.
I was like, this is going to tear. Based on my 20 seconds of internet research because I got squeamish and I had to stop.
Yeah, I don't. I was like, I'm just gonna pretend. I'm honestly, I'm really just gonna pretend like that doesn't exist. Like, I know Brynne Weaver, the author, you said this exists, not in my story.
I see a bright future. I see a bright future for this. I think now that we know that you can make such a compelling story, rom-com story with such a low budget, thank you, Heated Rivalry.
Oh, the thing is like, I don't know.
Yeah, it might just be one of
We
those
talked about this,
lightning in
and
the
it might be like
bottle
a lightning
things.
because the thing is that
This is really easy to fuck up.
like the creator, Jacob Tierney, has like he's like so they had like a really low budget. This was like Canadian, like they had to do a lot, they had to be scrappy. And part of that was because like they, had offers from like bigger like production studios, but like they came with a lot of like notes for like things that
Mm,
needed to be changed. And he was like not interested. And like I think the fact that he like stuck to his guns and like stuck to like actually like adapting the story like pretty much as it is in the book, as opposed to like changing all this stuff to like make it more quote unquote palatable,
Right.
allowed it to be as good as it was. Like
Right.
I think the
Yeah.
more like studio intervention you get.
Well, and I was saying this because I watched When Harry Met Sally last night, and Max was like, "Oh, they don't make them like this anymore." And I'm like, "That's because a romance is between like people, and you need a point of view. And now romance movies aren't made with a
Yeah.
person in mind; they're made with an audience in mind,
Yeah.
and you don't get any actual relationship between people because there's not a solid point of view. They're trying to make it
Mhm.
so palatable."
Yeah.
And maybe now studios and executives will get the picture that people want stories and points of
Mm.
view outside of themselves, but who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows?
I'm not hopeful. Unfortunately. I mean, I'm hopeful. I'm not optimistic. Yeah.
Okay. So where were we
Okay.
on this book?
Let's see.
They've had sex. They're fucking at this obscure cabin with the
Oh, his
brother and
tattoos.
Rose, and he's got
He's got
tattoos.
tattoos of her drawings. She like
Yeah,
drew a little
on the back,
blackbird on his
on his
back.
back.
But it's always described as a raven. And here's a point of order. He has a it's described as a raven, even though he calls her a blackbird. And at first, I was like, are blackbirds actually just ravens? But no,
No.
they're not. But he has the bird tattoo he has, and later on when he has to get his scars covered from like what happens at the end, it's a raven feather that she draws him. And he also has like a raven's wing like in his restaurant.
Mm,
And I'm just like, they're
that's
not the same
disgusting.
thing. They're not the same
Is that the
thing.
same thing?
Ravens are
I don't think
blackbirds, but they're not blackbirds.
Blackbird singing in the
Singing
dead
in the
of
dead
night.
of night.
And they mentioned that song too.
Well, because she's like singing it to herself
Oh
when she's like
yeah.
trying to self-comfort in the cage at the beginning, and because Lark
Yeah.
sings it to her like from their traumatic boarding school days, TM. But so they're dating. The plotting feels like super cinematic. This is my note for this point. Because he opens a new restaurant. It's called Butcher and Blackbird. Teehee. He names it after her. She moves to Boston.
She just moves to Boston, they move in together. I'm like, what I'm thinking at this point, I'm like, you're gonna be a full-fledged couple now, and you're just gonna be like killing people everywhere you go. Like if you like do this together, I feel like it's
It
easier
feels
to
easier to
trace.
track.
It feels easier. It feels like the killing is going to get lazier.
But this is fiction, so it isn't.
Right, she's already given them the coordinates to all of her fucking
Yeah.
kills.
And honestly, here's the problem is like yes, this is fiction in terms of like we can just accept that like no, they're never going to get caught because like that's what the story requires. But also cops being as competent as they are in like Criminal Minds and like CSI, you know what I mean? That's
Right,
also fiction.
that's all fiction. That's
That's
all
also
fiction.
fiction. So
That
like
is the two, that's like the post 9/11 we need propaganda.
yeah.
Because in the 90s, cops were idiots on TV.
Yeah.
In the 80s,
Yeah, and
90s,
like
and
the
before,
FBI being able to do shit like
all incompetent. And then the government was like, let's give money to Hollywood.
woohoo.
Ooh. So yeah, so it's true. So like the cops are stupid. And this guy's like a pillar of the community because he's being given an
Right.
award.
Right. Yeah, so yeah, the plot, so I was gonna say the plotting of this book feels super cinematic, and I sort of realized it as we're coming into the first of all, like the book is really tight, like in its plot. Like there's not parts where it like drags where we get like superfluous scenes. Like every scene really does have a purpose.
Yeah.
And then as we're coming into the third act, like the climax, you have like the high of him opening a restaurant and like it's all great and he has like the opening night and like she's a little late, but otherwise like she comes and like they're happy and like they're fucking. And then like immediately you get the plot twist that David the lobotomy victim. is not in fact
Slash
lobotomized.
bestie coworker
Yes. And he's been the one that's been making everything break down in the other
in the
restaurant. And
kitchen.
he pops
Yeah.
up and he is like, get rid of her because he's pointing a gun at Rowan in the kitchen of the new restaurant where Sloane has installed a camera so she can watch him. And David's like, get rid of her when Sloane comes because he obviously knows that he can't take them both on at once. And then we got one of my favorite like micro tropes in romance where like he breaks up with her to protect her. Or like, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
where the
yeah, yeah,
one
yeah.
character breaks up, but then like the other character is like sad, but then also like, wait, that doesn't fucking make sense. Like after they stop being sad and they like figure it out and come to the rescue. Like I like
Yeah.
this. This
This
this is
is
the
what I thought you skipped when we were at the killing before this, because the
mm,
killings are all kind of set up like pretty
yeah.
formulaically. And I was like, oh, we missed the part where he broke up with her.
No,
And then I was like, wait, they're not even together
they're
yet.
not even
I'm
together. They haven't
dumb.
even fucked yet. But yeah, he breaks up with her. But then, yeah, so she like, he like does a secret message. She's like, you know, on April 10th, when I said this, like, wink, wink.
Yeah,
So
he
she
said that.
figures
I was
that
like,
out.
huh?
I
She
didn't
figured it
fully
out pretty quick.
understand. Like, props to
April
Sloane.
10th? No, April 13th.
Yeah.
410413. That's the coordinates. I'd be like, okay.
What?
I'd be like, yeah, let me check the Wordle from that day or something. Like,
Yeah. But yeah, props to Sloane to figuring that out because like this was my second read of this book and I still was like, I'm not really following. But
yeah, that makes me feel a lot better,
that's fine.
actually.
I was like, I'm like I kind of get it. Something to do with like text messages and like dates, like sort of, but I'm also like, I would not put this together. But props to Sloane for doing it. She logs into the secret video feed, sees that like David has got Rowan, and then she is gonna go get her man. And David is like fucking slicing pieces of Rowan's skin off and like eating it.
Yeah,
I think that was really the part where I was like, oh,
that was the
I
grossest part.
was not a fan of that.
That was because that it was like, oh, this is happening to someone like we know and care about.
Yeah.
And also it's like I think again, like a lot of the torture element is lost because none of these people are seeing what's happening to them because their eyeballs already gone.
Right. Yeah, and even it's like it's just Sloane describing what she was doing as opposed to right. Like
Yeah,
we're
she
not
was
from the
like, yeah, I
POV of
did
the
this, this,
person
this, and this.
experiencing it.
Right.
Whereas he's like, my skin is literally being peeled off, and
Yeah,
like the
and
guy's
that that
putting it on.
was that was
Yeah.
satisfying. I felt satisfied by that.
But she saves him. She does a little trickery. She kills David.
She does do a little trickery, doesn't she?
She does do a little trickery. It is actually insane that Rowan, so she like pretends to be into David to like get him to drop his guard or whatever. And it is actually insane that Rowan like believes her, like fully believes that she like is into David. I was like, Rowan.
They both pissed me off in that way. I
Yeah.
was like, come on. It was like the same thing when he was drinking the wine. I'm like, are you stupid? Yes. The answer is yes.
Rowan is a little stupid. Like she is smarter than him.
She's smarter than him, yeah.
She's way smarter than him.
Because she was able to figure out the thing, and then she knows how to like play up to
Yeah.
David.
This is
Because like
what it
I
is to
guess
be a
he's
woman in
like
the world.
an incel. Like, yeah, you always get incels from someone. Like if you're
Yeah.
someone's henchman, that's just your
Yeah.
gig.
Yeah, because it turns out that David was like a serial, like a actual like independent serial killer and like knew that the orb weaver was gonna come after him was eventually. So he like was the henchman to this
Pretends,
other guy
yeah.
to like sort of disguise
Which
whatever.
still doesn't really make any sense.
Which I was like convoluted, but this is
You
like
could
this whole
just
book is
change your
convoluted,
MO.
you know? But like when you're a serial killer, like you can't, you know?
But you can. But you could. I don't know.
You could. Let me get a real serial killer on so we can
But
ask
you
them all
could,
the
because
questions.
if one day Sloane was like, if I want to keep killing people, I'm gonna have to do something that's not just pulling eyeballs out. Like she could
Yeah.
pivot.
Yeah.
And David could pivot too. It's not that you're changing your whole thing, you're just pivoting. It's like now she's
Yeah.
gonna cut people's ears off.
Yeah. All
Yeah.
right. I can appreciate it.
Wow, I've been convincing you in this. It feels
Katie, you've
good.
really been like pulling out, like you really have been coming in hot this whole episode. Like you
I'm
really
feeling
like the takes have been hot and they've been
good.
spot on the mark, like
Thank
sizzling.
you. Thank you.
Like
Yeah,
I'm
I have thoughts
really,
about this.
yeah. But so yeah, so she rescued him and then we end with a little he like puts the engagement ring in an eye socket and proposes to her that of the medical malpractice doctor that they've now
I
hunted down
love that. And
together.
I knew it was coming.
Yeah.
As soon as like,
It's
oh, there's a bunch of paper and she's unwrapping it all slow. I was like, oh,
Yeah. I was like, and then he was like, wait, was this too much? Was this a little too weird? And I'm like, once again, you are both serial killers. Nothing is too weird.
yeah.
There's nothing too weird, sir. But yeah, it was cute. And then we get like
Yeah,
set up
I
for the
really
next
liked
book.
it. Yeah. The pacing at the end was a little weird, but I still really enjoyed it and I was still happy with how they ended up
Yeah.
together and that they're gonna get married and stuff.
Yeah. It's just yeah, it's honestly like it didn't like throw me off because like that's such like a romance series to do, like a romance series of
Yeah.
interconnected standalones where like you set up the next book. Sometimes it's just like throughout where you just like see two characters bickering and you're like, I know they're gonna be the next
Oh
book.
yeah.
And sometimes
Right.
there is like an explicit like, and especially in this case, I think because we end with like the next villain, like we get a short
Yes.
POV from him at the end.
Yeah.
So like it's kind of like teasing you
I
like
was like,
okay,
this
like
is
oh there's
not an
still a looming
epilogue.
threat, you know.
Yeah, I would have liked that looming thread to just be established a little earlier or
It
not at all.
was kind
Who
of.
was it?
So do you want spoilers? So this is spoilers for the next
Yeah,
book.
go for
So
it.
it's Harvey Mead's brother. And he's like, they killed my brother, so I'm gonna kill Lachlan. Like I'm gonna kill
Oh,
Rowan's
yeah.
brother.
That was like the last line of the
Yeah.
thing. They were like, you killed my brother. And I was like,
Cain
how
and
do I
Abel
turn this
shit.
shit off? Because it's not about my friends that I like, my Irish
It
friend.
is about
Two
Lachlan. He's
Irish
another Irish
actors, if you
friend.
think about it.
No, it's the same guy.
No, but Io is
Oh.
Irish.
Oh yeah.
Also, do you know that bit?
I do know that bit.
Mhm. So yeah, two Irish actors in
Wow,
one
the
film
representation would
cast,
be crazy.
wouldn't
Justice, and
it?
Irish Americans. Two Irish Americans.
No, but really, if you want to read this for the third time, you should really think about them doing it.
Yeah. No, I can pick. Listen, I think that would be great. That like I think like you have to go into this book with like the right amount of camp.
Yeah. Yeah, and I love camp, and I think that's why I like bought into it so much because I think it did do like I bought into their chemistry, I bought into their romance, and the parts where it was silly, I could just let it be silly. So I feel like everything was really working in harmony together.
Brynne Weaver, like I feel like she really went in fearlessly.
Yeah.
Like she was like, I know that like this is a little bit silly, this is a little bit gross, but like I'm still gonna tell like a good love story.
But
And
that's what makes
she's
it
like she
work.
took it seriously, but like
Yeah.
not too seriously, you know? And
Yeah.
it really worked.
M um my only other question too is that sometimes Sloane would talk in emojis
I did not.
because she would say there were I think it was like twice she said eye roll emoji. And then I was like, okay, this gets into
Oh,
like the legality of you have to say everything word for word. So instead of saying eye roll, because maybe the author used an actual emoji, she has to say eye roll
no,
emoji
I
if
know
there's
what
an
you're talking
emoji
about.
of the
It's
book.
an audiobook thing because like
Like
they're
it's like a licensing
texting.
thing.
It's an audio, but it's not even a licensing thing because there is like a difference between like you have to like say
Eye
like she
roll.
sent an eye roll emoji as a text.
Yeah,
So
so
like
then it's
when you're
like
like
eye
doing
roll
that
emoji.
text, eye roll
Okay.
emoji. Like it's just I think it's an awkward audiobook like adaptation thing.
Yeah.
I feel like it's
But
like
even that
unavoidable.
worked. Like even that worked because it was already like silly. I was like, that's funny. It took me out of it, but like in a pleasant way.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't even notice that. I guess yeah, because I'm like
But
used to like
yeah.
hearing that in like contemporary
But
romance
I
where they're
really
like
liked
texting.
this. I
Yeah, it was
really
a lot of
enjoyed it.
fun.
Yeah, I really bought their chemistry. They were similar in many ways, different in many ways. They really liked each
Hmm.
other. They respected each other.
Yeah.
That's what's
Yeah.
nice.
It's hard to find a man like that these days.
Yeah.
Tragic. All right, listener, it's been a long time since we've done a cat scale because I haven't done like a single book. Katie, do you remember the cat
Remind
scale?
me.
Basically, just like cat language, presence of cat characters, like characters
Ooh,
acting, vibing like cats, just like scale of 1 to 10, 10 being like crazy cat, 1 being like no real cat. It's not like how much you liked it. It's like literally
this,
just
I don't know. This is like way high. This is like an 8 or a 9.
the murder, and there is a cat character that she does
There is an
adopt.
actual cat that is
I didn't,
adopted.
you're right, I didn't name, we didn't say that. They do take the first
They took in the
competition's
first,
guy's cat.
and did they change the name or do they still call it
No,
Winston?
he's
I feel
still
like they
Winston
still call it
Churchill.
Winston. And that's very much like the cat distribution system. Like it finds
Right.
everyone, even,
Even when you're
serial
committing
killers.
murder.
And I was like, I love that. I think
Hmm.
it's great. And a cat being like, oh yeah, like I watched you kill my dad. Let's be a family now. Like that's very cat-like. The characters
Yeah.
are very cat-like. They're sneaky, they kill, they eat meat.
I feel like cats would definitely
I
do
don't know. This is like a
eyeballs.
9 or maybe it's even a 10. No.
Wow.
No, a 10 would have to be like,
Cats, like Cats the musical.
yeah. But Cats like the series of poems that it was based on.
T.S. Eliot's
Yeah,
Cats, yeah. Okay.
right.
All right, so
So this is like eight and a
what's your
half,
final
9.
answer?
I'll
Final
go eight and a
answer,
half, 8.5.
8.5. I'd agree with that.
Yeah.
8.5. Very nice. Yeah, it was a good one. Again, this was a
Yeah,
listener
this is so
suggestion.
fun.
So, all right,
And
Katie.
I also want to note to the listeners and to the studio executives, I guess, that I did buy this book twice because the
You
first
did.
time I bought it, I started playing the audiobook in my car and it was Italian. And I was like, how do I switch it
Insane.
to English?
Not an
And
option.
I just not an option at all. They were like, this is an Italian.
That's
And
something also like audiobooks on the library, like especially on Libby. A lot of the times Libby will be like, "Look, we have the audiobook in Danish or like something."
right.
And I'm like, "Great. Why are you showing me this?"
Well, I guess I was like I could have my eyebrows could have been more raised that one version was $17 and one version was $12. And I was like,
Fair
obviously I'm
enough.
getting the $12 version.
Oh, interesting that the Italian one was cheaper.
I don't know, maybe I'll listen to it just for kicks, immerse
Learn
myself.
Italian through
And they'll
this
be like,
book.
oh, so I'll know that word.
I hope so. You'll have to tell me how they do it. Does he have
I
an Irish
certainly will.
accent like in Italian?
Egypt.
Listener, I want you to know that she has done like the hands
Yeah,
each
I've
time.
done
The
the
claw,
claws,
the Italian claw.
the Italian pinch.
All right, Katie, what was the last book that made you want to stay up all night reading?
Oh, well, the last book I stayed up all night reading. It was, let me go on my books app because I read books on my phone. Like a crazy person. Oh, I read Boy Mom. And it is a parenting book about it's boy
Oh,
mom reimagining boyhood in the age of impossible masculinity. And this came out before like the boy mom trend really hit it off. Like it's
uh-huh,
more about how do we raise men than mothers having like a weird relationship with their children, which I think
uh-huh.
like that's the TikTok version of Boy Mom, but this is like how do I
Yeah,
raise my kid to not be an incel? And it's
yeah.
come up so much for me and it still does come up a lot for me. And it was great. It was really great. So, Boy Mom.
Nice. Boy Mom. What's the author?
The author is Ruth Whitman.
Ruth Whitman.
Whitman,
Very nice. Thank you, Katie.
of course. Thank you, Allison. All right, toodles. Till next time.
All right, listener, and this Butcher and Blackbird and also Boy Mom you can find linked in the bookshop.org podcast shop. If you buy through that link, you support both independent bookstores and also the podcasts because I earn a small commission if you buy that affiliate link or through the shop. You could find the podcast at We Read It One Night on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and Threads. You can email we read it one night at gmail.com. Please remember to leave a rating and review wherever you're listening. Thank you so much to the listener who suggested this episode. And if you have any other listener suggestions, I'd love to hear them, both for like authors, topics, and books. Thanks so much for listening. Godspeed, comrades.